If one person can change your entire emotional state in seconds, if one message can lift you, one silence can break you, and one moment of distance can send your mind into fear, longing, fantasy, and confusion, then what you're experiencing is not just romance, and it is not just attraction. Something much deeper is being activated inside you. Many people call it a twin flame connection. Others call it a spiritual awakening through relationship. The label matters less than the effect, because when a connection reaches into the hidden places of your being, it does not only touch the heart. It touches the body, the mind, the memory, the patterns, the wounds, the hopes, and the parts of you that have never felt fully safe. And this is where most people begin walking in the wrong direction. They think the intensity means they must chase harder. They think the longing means they have found the answer outside themselves. They think the anxiety is proof of depth. They think the obsession is intuition. They think the emotional chaos means destiny must be at work. But here is the truth that changes everything. When your peace depends on another person's attention, timing, affection, consistency, or return, your nervous system is not resting in love. It is living in uncertainty. That changes the entire journey. Because the moment you understand that, you stop asking only, why are they pulling away? Why do I miss them so much? Why can't I let this go? And you begin asking a far more powerful question. What is this connection revealing inside me that still does not feel safe, steady, and whole? That is where the awakening really begins. The body does not lie. When you cannot sleep because of one conversation, when you keep checking your phone, when your chest tightens after silence, when your thoughts spin for hours, when you replay every word, every look, every delay, every sign, your system is telling you something. The human stress response is real. Uncertainty, perceived rejection, emotional inconsistency, and intense attachment can activate survival patterns in the body that can feel like hypervigilance, rumination, emotional swings, exhaustion, and the desperate need to regain a sense of connection. Many people think this means they are receiving a grand spiritual message. Sometimes what they are receiving, very simply, is a body asking for safety. And this is the part most people never hear. The purpose of a spiritually activating connection is not to make you more dependent on another person. It is not here to train you to wait, suffer, analyze, and abandon yourself in the name of love. It is here to show you exactly where you are still handing your power away. It is here to reveal where your body still confuses intensity with meaning, chaos with passion, and unpredictability with depth. It is here to show you where you have been searching outside yourself for the home you were always meant to build within. That truth can sting, but it is liberating. Because the moment you stop chasing comfort outside yourself, you begin creating stability within yourself. And that changes not only how you love, but how you live. Some traditions speak of the root chakra, the grounding center, the place associated with safety, survival, foundation, and stability. Whether you use that spiritual language or not, the principle is deeply practical. If your foundation is unstable, then everything built on top of it will shake. If you do not feel secure in your own life, your own body, your own routines, your own boundaries, your own relationship with yourself, then one emotionally intense connection can feel like an earthquake. So let us begin where real regulation begins. Not with chasing signs, not with watching tarot after tarot, not with decoding their behavior, but with asking, how stable is my life right now? Look at it honestly. How are you sleeping? How are you eating? What is your environment like? Do you live inside peace or constant stimulation? Are your finances frightening you? Are your routines supporting you? Or is every day emotionally improvised? Are you caring for your body, or only tending to your longing? Are you creating, moving, breathing, resting, and keeping small promises to yourself? Or have you turned your entire existence into waiting for someone else to regulate your emotions for you? That is not judgment. That is clarity. People often want spiritual answers to what are, in many cases, nervous system questions. They want cosmic explanations for what is happening when they have not eaten properly, slept deeply, walked outside, or breathed slowly in days. They want the universe to explain why they feel shattered, but the body is whispering something simple. Please come back. Please slow down. Please make this place safe for me again. You cannot build peace on top of self-abandonment. And this is where sovereignty enters the path. Sovereignty is not hard, cold, detached energy. It is not pretending you do not care. It is not suppressing your feelings. Sovereignty is the calm strength of no longer collapsing every time someone else changes. It is the decision to remain in relationship with yourself, even when the heart feels pulled outward. It is becoming the steady presence your own body can trust. Think about that for a moment. Can your body trust you? Can your mind trust that you will not spend the entire night spiraling? Can your heart trust that you will not betray your needs for a fantasy? Can your nervous system trust that you will not hand your peace to someone inconsistent and call it devotion? That is the deeper work. And many people resist it because they confuse healing with becoming less intense. No. True healing does not make you less deep. It makes you less fragile in your depth. It allows you to feel fully without being thrown into chaos by every shift in another person's energy. It lets love remain love, instead of turning it into survival. Then we come to the emotional center, what some traditions call the solar plexus, the place so often tangled with self-worth, shame, self-blame, and inner power. This is where the mind begins its cruel little loops. I should have said something different. I should have known better. I should have waited. I should have tried harder. I ruined it. I lost them. I am not enough. Listen carefully to what those thoughts do. They do not heal you. They threaten you. The nervous system tightens under self-attack. Shame does not create peace. Harshness does not create wholeness. Inner punishment does not create wisdom. And yet so many people on spiritual journeys become experts in punishing themselves. They call it self-awareness, but it is often self-cruelty wearing sacred clothing. There is a more honest and more healing way. You can reflect without humiliating yourself. You can take responsibility without carrying shame as an identity. You can notice your patterns without building a home inside them. Yes, perhaps this connection stirred old wounds. Perhaps it activated fears of rejection, abandonment, inconsistency, or not being chosen. Perhaps it touched places formed in childhood, in earlier relationships, in old disappointments, in years of trying to earn love instead of simply receiving it. Those patterns matter. They influence how the body responds. They shape attachment, anticipation, fear, and longing. But they do not have to rule your future. The goal is not to deny what rises. The goal is to observe it, understand it, and stop feeding it with unconscious repetition. So when the wave comes, when the thought says, "They have not replied, something is wrong, I am losing them, I need to fix this now," pause. Feel your feet. Lengthen your breath. Notice the tightening in the chest, the heat in the face, the rush of thoughts, the urge to act immediately. Give it a name. This is fear. This is uncertainty. This is activation. That pause is powerful. In that pause, you are no longer fully possessed by the pattern. You are beginning to witness it. And witnessing is where freedom begins. If this is already hitting something deep inside you, and you can feel that this message is putting words to what you've been living through, subscribe to Starlit Union. Because this channel is here to guide you back to your own center, not deeper into confusion. Now let us go even deeper. Because emotional regulation is not just about calming down. It is about learning how to stay present inside your own experience without abandoning yourself. It is about becoming someone who can hold emotion, rather than becoming consumed by it. A regulated person still feels longing. They still feel grief. They still miss people. They still get disappointed. They still care deeply. The difference is this. They do not make another human being responsible for their inner survival. They do not let one text, one delay, one mood, one mixed signal decide their worth. They have learned how to return to themselves. And return is the key word. Because the healing path is not linear. You will return again and again. Return to your breath. Return to your body. Return to your routine. Return to truth. Return to the present moment. Return to what is actually happening, rather than what fear is predicting. Return to what you need today, not what your panic demands for the rest of your life. That question alone can transform a day. What do I need today? Not what do I need from them. Not what sign do I need from the universe. Not what reassurance can I pull from the outside world. What do I need today in order to feel more grounded, more supported, more alive? Maybe you need silence. Maybe you need the ocean. Maybe you need a long walk without your phone. Maybe you need food that actually nourishes you. Maybe you need sleep. Maybe you need to cry honestly instead of pretending to be above it. Maybe you need to stop consuming content that keeps you emotionally addicted to uncertainty. Maybe you need to sit under a tree and let your whole body remember that life is larger than one person's behavior. Do not underestimate simple things. The modern mind is addicted to drama, but the body heals through repetition, steadiness, rhythm, care, breath, and presence. Regulation grows through ordinary choices repeated consistently. The tea you make slowly. The walk you keep taking. The screen you turn off. The journal page where you finally tell the truth. The meal you eat on time. The sunlight you let touch your face. The boundary you keep. The message you do not send impulsively. The evening you do not spend feeding your obsession. This is what power can look like. Quiet. Unseen. Undramatic. Transformative. And now we must speak about abundance, because here too, many people have been deeply conditioned to misunderstand what nourishes them. They have been taught to think abundance means money, status, luxury, success, admiration, visible proof that life is rewarding them. But a nervous system can be surrounded by beautiful objects and still live in fear. Real abundance begins much closer than that. It begins in the body's ability to experience enoughness, safety, beauty, support, meaning, life. This is why I speak of glimmers. Glimmers are small cues of well-being. A bird singing outside the window. Light on the wall. The smell of rain. The warmth of your blanket. Wind through leaves. A deep exhale. The first sip of something warm. Clouds moving slowly. A flower opening. The sound of your own laughter when you thought it had disappeared. These moments are not trivial. They matter because they interrupt the mind's obsession with threat. They remind the body that not everything is danger, not everything is lack, not everything is gone. And that changes your frequency in a way far more real than most people understand. Because the mind in fear scans for what is missing. The healing mind learns to also notice what is present. Not as denial, not as forced positivity, not as pretending pain is not there, but as a deliberate, life-giving decision not to make pain the only reality you are able to perceive. That is abundance. And when you begin living like this, something extraordinary happens. You stop glorifying emotional suffering. You stop calling chaos sacred just because it feels intense. You stop mistaking dysregulation for divine passion. You stop building your identity around being the one who waits, hurts, hopes, and endures. You begin becoming the one who sees clearly. And clarity is far more powerful than longing. Clarity says, I can feel this connection without losing myself in it. Clarity says, I can love deeply and still have boundaries. Clarity says, I can honor what I feel without inventing a future around someone's inconsistency. Clarity says, I no longer need confusion to feel alive. Clarity says, my peace is no longer up for negotiation. That is the turning point. Not when they return. Not when they explain. Not when the timing becomes perfect. Not when the signs finally line up. The real turning point is when you stop asking whether they will choose you, and begin choosing yourself so completely that your entire energy changes. That is when intuition becomes easier to hear, because fear is no longer screaming over it. That is when your body starts to soften. That is when your thoughts become less frantic. That is when life starts to feel larger again. That is when the journey stops being an emotional prison and becomes an initiation into a deeper form of consciousness. Maybe that was always the hidden gift. Maybe this person did not arrive to become your peace. Maybe they arrived to reveal where peace was missing. Maybe they awakened the ache, not so you would live inside it forever, but so you would finally see it, tend to it, and heal it. Maybe they stirred the unfinished places in you so you could no longer keep living in fragments. Maybe the lesson was never, how do I get them? Maybe the lesson was always, how do I come home to myself so fully that no external uncertainty can take me away from my own center again? Sit with that. Because if you truly understand it, your whole path changes from this day forward. You stop begging life for scraps of certainty. You stop waiting for rescue. You stop reading every silence as destiny. You stop making another person the gatekeeper of your joy. You become a safe place to return to. You become steady. You become clearer. You become someone whose love is no longer desperate to be confirmed because it is already rooted in truth. So before you look for another sign, another reading, another message, another clue, pause. Put your attention on your breath. Feel your body where it meets the chair, the floor, the earth. Let your shoulders soften. And ask yourself, very gently, very honestly, what would help me feel safe, grounded, and whole today? Then honor the answer. That is where your power returns. That is where peace becomes real. That is where healing begins to move from idea into lived experience. And if this message found you at exactly the right moment, let that be the beginning of something different. Like this video, subscribe to Starlit Union, and stay with us for more content that helps you come back to your truth, your balance, and the deep inner light that was never meant to be lost.